What is up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? This is Spartan again. I am sorry for not making any videos on YouTube. I was very busy with like school shopping and stuff and just playing video games, having a good time. But I want to get on this subject that has been a total ordeal for over the past 2.5 months. The title, which you know about already, the Xbox One. Now, first off, I'm going to tell you that this is my perception of the situation. I will have my opinion, but then I will explain what happened in these times and events to make me lead to that opinion. So, please don't be angry or harsh about it. I mean, I can respect if you don't like my opinion, but just please don't tell me to fuck off or you Xbox fanboy. But me personally, I love the Xbox 360 and I love the PS3. They're both, to me, wonderful, wonderful consoles. I just played the 360 more because I'm more given into that. I'm used to the 360. I've been on the PlayStation 3 and I've played God of War, Zombie Apocalypse. I've played a couple of titles on the PS3 and it's amazing. I like it. One thing I like about the PS3, did I say the PS3 a while ago? The PS4. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to make this the best I can to get this the situation. Just record this. Now, to get that out of the way, alright. The Xbox One, the Xbox Bone, or the Xbox Done, or whatever the hell you want to call it. Folks, it's been a total clusterfuck of madness and insanity, pretty much. Now, when Microsoft released it in their press conference, which was right before E3, when PlayStation was gonna, or Sony was gonna show off their PlayStation 4, which Xbox, well, they announced the PlayStation 4 before the Xbox, because then people found out from rumors and from trends, but it was codenamed like Operation it's called like something like it's not like Diablo or anything, but it's basically the Xbox 720, which people called it for the longest time, the newest 360. Now, at the press conference, all it was about was sports. Just basically just sports. Now, I'm not really against sports, because myself, I kind of like football a little bit, because I have a team that I watch and I personally like, but anyways, I have nothing against sports. It's just that focusing your presentation on sports and television pissed me off. Why could you... Okay, there's a little bit of the press conference that actually showed about games, which was like Halo and other titles that it's going to be on the console. My thing, they mostly talked about television and shit. I really didn't give a shit about the Kinect and going like Xbox Search Channel. I mean, I have cable, but I really not prefer to plug cable into that piece of a cable big ass box. I just want to play games. Maybe occasionally get on YouTube, watch videos. I mean, I got a computer like right by my TV, but sometimes I'm too lazy to turn on the computer and I just want to watch it on my bigger screen. It's just my thing. It's just what I do. Now, since this recording is gonna give me a limited time, I'm gonna have 2 or 3 parts to this, and and this is part one, obviously, of the press conference and the E3. They announced there that the restrictions, or they called it features. It's fucking restrictions, because it was 24-hour DRM, which you have to sign every day or so onto online so they can do updates and patches onto your online profile. Cannot trade used games. You can't buy used games. They put family sharing plan, which I had no problem with, because I mean, trading digitally games, that was a cool idea, but replacing trading actual copies, I had a problem with that, and I wanted to choke their motherfucking heads off, and you get the point. But it was just I don't know, it, like with but it's sorry, my dad's like like trying to knock on my door and shit, and while I record. But anyways, back to what I was saying. The family sharing plan was okay with digital games, but actual copies, physical copies of the game, that was kind of stupid. And like trading digital games with your friends and stuff actually works, but if they extended it to your friends, that would work. If they eliminated the 30 days shit of and the one you get to trade it once with digital games and the family sharing plan, it would work. I would actually been happy with it, because then I wouldn't have to do a license transfer so my friend can get a game off of my console so he can get it and he doesn't have to pay. Which it works, but that's very complicated. The family sharing plan would have solved that. It would have solved that problem. It would have. But all over the internet, people, and these are all the features or restrictions, all over the internet, people were pissed the fuck off about this. Bogey2998, Angry Joe, Alpha Omegason, Stone Fox Media, Review Tech USA. The four first ones are my favorite YouTubers, except for PewDiePie and Buskish and just whatever. But I loved Angry Joe's rant and Alpha Omegason's, because I mean, all the rants were good, but I liked Angry Joe's and Alpha Omegason's a little bit better, because Angry Joe was, and I mean, Alpha was doing like a control voice. He wasn't yelling much. He wasn't yelling, but he was kind of trying to control it, kind of that kind of stuff. But Angry Joe was pissed the fuck off. He was yelling at the camera as he found out about this shit, and he had no sleep at all. No sleep at all. You can go to his first Xbox rant, which is old, but he says, you know, he's been up all night just, you know, watching and waiting and seeing, you know, like, what is it gonna do? What is it gonna be? But as we get to E3, more and more people are getting pissed off. More and more outraged, and it's just, and Don Matrick, or Stone Fox Media calls the chipmunk-looking motherfucker, stated, you know, he was getting asked questions about, like, military and people in rural areas, and he's like, why don't they just get a 360? What? Why would you give that? I had complete silence for over an hour, just reading and watching and fuming with rage about this. I mean, seriously. Okay, imagine this scenario. This guy is in the army, and he has been walking, or he's been running like 4 miles in the morning, and he goes to eat, and he lifts weights. He puts on his uniform, and he walks around guarding, or he's in the tanks, or he's in a foxhole trying to protect his base. Now, imagine that they catch a break, and him and his pal want to play a game. They've been doing shit all day, and they just say, "Hey, let's play a game." So they plug in the TV, they plug in the Xbox One, and they play it. But it wasn't possible because of the fucking DRM. Are you serious? Soldiers don't get Wi-Fi, folks. That is pretty obvious why they don't have Wi-Fi. It's probably the military doesn't really want to pay for it. These guys have already paid for the 360s and the games, or the Xbox One, with their budgets. But they just want to play the damn game. They don't give a shit about the internet. So, and it's going to piss them off. And that's not right. They need a break. I mean, they need all that we can give them, because they need something in return for protecting our sacred land, America, basically. Now, this is the end of part 1. Part 2 is going to be coming up in a minute or so. So just watch for part 2, and peace out, folks.